And we're going to go ahead and get started with our part 3 of our record books. Putting together our Chaves County 4-H record book. We're going to discuss the My 4-H story and the photos. If you have any questions, you can always contact the Chaves County Extension Office, 575-42 or 575-622-3210, or send us an email, andreast@nmsu.edu. Or if you have comments during this presentation, you can put them in the chat and I will try to get them answered. So the My 4-H story, so this is number 6 on your putting your Chaves County record book together list. It's worth 25 points. So just like the record form was worth 25 points, the 4-H story is worth 25 points. So that means that it's very important as you're working on it. So this story can be up to 6 pages, double spaced, and on one side of the paper only. Again, there should only be one side of a page used in your record book at all times. There should be nothing on the back side. So some overall things that your story should include is your name, your age, where you live, your projects, your goals, talk about in your club, tell how 4-H has made you a better person and what you've gained. And then also you want to talk about the goals for next year. Some additional help is also found on the website, which we discussed yesterday, on the how to write a 4-H story. So again, on our website, you can see under the Chaves County report form PDF, there is the My 4-H story Word, My 4-H story PDF. So that's actually what you're going to write your story on. In order to type, you're going to use the Word document. If you're going to handwrite your story, that's when you're going to use the PDF. So if you kind of want to do an outline, you can print that PDF off, handwrite it, or you can just do it all on the Word document. And then at the very bottom there's the how to write your 4-H story. You can click on that and that'll kind of give you an outline. And this is all going behind that My 4-H story divider. So here's the 2 options. The PDF handwriting document has the lines so that you can write nice and neat. And then the typing one, of course, doesn't have the lines because you're actually going to type in your computer or using your computer for your story. So here's the how to write a 4-H story document that can kind of help you. You're going to start your story with an introduction paragraph answering the following questions in sentence format. So tell who you are. You know, yesterday our example was Chris Clover. So my name is Chris Clover. I am 13 years old. My parents are George and Pam Clover, and I have one brother, and his name is Garrett. We live in Roswell, New Mexico. I go to the Clover Academy, and I'm in the 7th grade or 8th grade. And then to answer the how did you find out about 4-H, I found out about 4-H from my friends in school that were already a part of 4-H. And as they talked about for all the projects they were able to do in 4-H, that encouraged me to join. And then, you know, talk about what are your favorite things to do and add anything else that, you know, would be interesting about you in that introductory paragraph. And so just by answering those questions, that gives you that first paragraph out of the way. Then when you move to the body, you're going to have probably multiple paragraphs where you discuss the projects that you're reporting on. And they don't have to be complete details because you are going to write a project story for each one of those, but you want to give some highlights of each of those projects. Write like what you learned in those projects, your experiences, what you gained from them. You can also have a paragraph on your club activities, what you did in your club. Were you a club officer? Did you do community service? That type of thing. What things did you try that were successful, unsuccessful, things like that. Any other 4-H events? Did you go to Youth Getaway, SLR? And you can write up a little paragraph on each one of those and explain what you gained from participating in those events. And then last, you're going to have your summary to finish off and just summarize what you've gained from your 4-H experiences from that current year, and then also talk about what your future plans are as well. So you know, you want to get better in some of your project areas, or maybe you want to serve as a county council officer because you enjoyed serving as a club officer. Bless me. So for photos, this is your general photo section that's going to go behind that photos divider. It's worth 5 points, and you get 3 pages of photos. So those photos, again, are going to be single-sided, but you get 3 pages. And you really want to highlight your projects and your other 4-H activities. So again, tomorrow we'll talk about the photos that go with your project record sheets. So you may not want to put a lot of project photos here, but you want to highlight those of photos of you at club meetings, participating in community service. Again, those state 4-H events, whether it be state conference, judging contests, youth getaway, home ec school, everything else that you did in 4-H, you want to show a picture of you participating in that, so you can remember down the road. They want to be, those photos can be cropped and mounted. I'm going to show you an example of that here in a minute, and how not to shingle them, and then that each photo needs a caption. So here is some examples on how you can put your photo page together. So you can crop and mount them on a piece of colored paper to give a little bit of different contrast to the white pages of your record book. And you can see that I used some decorative scissors to cut out these and crop these pictures to add a little bit of character, and then glued them to the page. And when you're gluing your pictures onto a page, I suggest that you use a sheet protector. That way, if for whatever reason the glue or the mounting squares or whatever come off, that picture pops off and it stays with your record book because it's going to be caught by that sheet protector. So that's just a suggestion from me. And then another way you can do it is if you use a computer. You can format your pictures in a Word document or Publisher or however you like to do it. Format those pictures on the computer and then just print those off, you know, color, and then just stick them in your record book. So one thing is that you do not shingle or stack or overlay your pictures. So we don't want to see these pictures corners overlaid each other. We want them to be separate to where we can see each individual picture. It's not really a scrapbook per se, like where you're showcasing what you've done in 4-H, and then also making sure that you have these captions, which I think is the next slide. Each photo should have a caption describing what is taking place in the photo. So here is the one that I formatted on the computer. So I used the computer to format my captions, but like you saw on the one that was cropped and mounted, I actually just hand wrote the captions, and they can be kind of funny or they can be very descriptive, but you want to have something for each picture. So, you know, it could be even the name of the people that are in it, just giving a description of what's going on in that picture so you know later down the road. So that is everything on the My 4-H story and the photos. So if you have any questions, again, contact me at the extension office or come by and I can help you with that. Tomorrow, we're going to actually go over the project record forms, the project photos, and then I'm going to briefly talk about the memorial awards and how you can get those turned in as well. And